Hi readers, Mrs. Bilger here for your reading lesson today. I'm super excited about our lesson today because we've been working so hard all week to kind of look at this idea of part to whole, and today is the day that we are going to work to put it all together. So briefly, I just want to show you really quick and remind you really quick of some of the work you already did this week. So we really looked at analyzing themes and life lessons of stories to help us understand the author's craft. We've analyzed parts of a text and how that text fits with the whole, and in doing that, we name different parts of the text, possibly character, possibly problem and solution, possibly action, possibly setting. We talked about the summary of our story, and in understanding the summary, it helped us to understand the life lesson or theme. We looked at all these possible different parts that can encompass within a story. We talked about before, what happened before the part and what happened after the part. We talked about beginning, middle, and end. So today we are really going to look at how readers can think about that one specific part and how that fits with the whole story. So yesterday you worked so hard on coming up with a part of Stellaluna, either a part that you looked and said, in my summary, in my theme, I mentioned this one part. This part must be important. I just don't know how yet. So you came up with your part that way. Or you listened to Stellaluna, you started with a clear plate, and you thought, this part of the story really helped me understand what the whole book was about. So hopefully yesterday you did a really good job. You worked really hard on finding that one part that you went, whoa, here it is. This is the part. So today we're kind of going to wrap it up and put it all together. So readers, think about a part of a story and how it fits with a whole. That's our focus today. So today I want to remind you, when readers read throughout their novel, they're picking up on important parts and important pieces and important elements that go along with the summary and the theme and the life lesson that really help them to understand and develop the understanding that encompasses this entire novel. So how do we do that? Good question. So we're going to name the author's craft or technique, and then we're going to say how it fits with the whole story or the theme of the story. One of the best strategies that you can use when you think about part to whole, and let me be very clear, this is hard for adults. This is not easy work for readers. So it takes a lot of brain power to make this happen, but I know that you can do it. So really understanding certain parts. One strategy that really, really helps readers when they're doing this work is to name the theme. And in naming the theme or the life lesson or the moral or the message of our story, going back and finding a text evidence part of the story that coincides with that theme, that's great work. That's a great strategy. We found a part in the story that talks about or connects to the whole story. Okay, so I'm going to show you, we've been doing this work with Charlotte's Web, and I'm going to show you my part that I shared with you yesterday, and then I'm going to just connect it to the whole story today. So it's the same part that we worked on yesterday. We're just going to make that connection. So in the pink, that's what I shared with you yesterday as my part. A part in the story that relates to friendship is when Charlotte writes some pig in her web. This shows her devotion to her friendship with Wilbur. She continues to work to save him by writing terrific, radiant, and finally humble. Wilbur wins the fair. Charlotte saved him because Mr. Zuckerman believes he is some pig. This shows their true friendship. So that was my part that I talked about. Now, my part wasn't one specific part in the story. It was more of an action that coincided with the problem. So I kind of put those parts together to come up with a single kind of idea for a part. So then in purple, I'm showing how my part is connecting to my whole story. So thinking about just that part there in pink and then thinking about the whole story. This part is important to the story because it helps us understand the theme or life lesson of friendship. I think the author included it because it helped us to show or to see empathy towards Wilbur, as well as showcased Charlotte and Wilbur's devotion to their friendship. Okay, so I thought, which you can see here, I write I think, and I also write in the beginning, this part is important to the story because so I thought that part really went along with the theme nicely of friendship and love, but then also helped us understand and relate to and try to really take on that love that we might have for Wilbur as a reader. So there's kind of two components to that friendship and love that we're feeling throughout this novel. So I have some sentence starters underlined there for you. This part is important to the story because if you start off that way today in your work, you're already on the ground running. That's great. So tell me why you think it relates, okay, or why you think it's important, and then just tell me your thoughts. I think the author included it because. So again, this is your analysis as a reader. There's really no right or wrong answer. That's the best part about Part to Whole, okay? As long as you have some forethought and you have some text evidence and you really make that connection, then you're doing a great job. You've done the Part to Whole. So those are some good sentence starters that help you with your work today. Think about the part that you chose yesterday from Stellaluna. Even if you started over and thought, I think this is an important part, I want to know why you think that today and why you think the author included that. If you said, I don't know why this part is important, but I know I saw it in my theme and I know I saw it in my summary, so it just has to be important. Today, sit and think, you know what? I was right. It's important because I think the author included it because. Okay, so you've already done the hard work. You've done the summary. You've done the theme. You've done the part that you found. Now you're just making a connection to all of those parts and how they fit together. And remember, a strategy to do that, and one of the easier ways to kind of get yourself started if this is really tough work, is to just connect your part to the theme, because then that theme runs throughout the whole story, so you've made a connection to the whole. So readers, to be a successful reader, a reader continuously analyzes their story and the author's craft as they're reading their novel, and they find parts throughout the story that connect to the whole novel to help them understand the book just a little bit better. So keep this in mind. Think about these sentence starters today when you do your work, and I can't wait to see some of the things that you come up with today and see how you really connect Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's work and bring it all together today in your analysis of Stellaluna. I'm looking forward to it. Readers, have a great lesson. Off you go.